Many Toronto pot users still prefer illegal shops. Here's why. Visiting one of the handful of legal cannabis retailers in downtown Toronto didn't even cross Jesse Cree's mind when he decided to spend $50 to replenish his depleted baggie of pot. This week he went straight to the Harbord St location of Cannabis and Fine Edibles Cafe, an illicit operation that has been his chief supplier of pot for about a year now. "It's more of a familiarity thing for me," Cree said of the motivation behind him favoring Cafe. "It's the place I rely on to get my weed." Experts say buyers' continued reliance on illegal operations is a strong signal of their preference for those retailers and their products, and a direct knock on the inferior quality and higher prices found at licensed sellers. Prior to legalization last October, there were more than 90 illegal cannabis storefronts in Toronto, dwindling to 36 soon after legalization. Now fewer than 10 remain, city officials confirmed Wednesday. Cafe's 4 Toronto locations have been a target of the city's clampdown since November, said city spokesperson Lynn Kyle, adding that since November we've issued over 70 charges, not including the ones that were made last week. "We've barred entry a number of times and they have reopened." Last week at the Harbord location, city enforcement officers seized products, laid charges, and stacked large concrete blocks in front of the store to physically bar access to it. On Tuesday this week, an illuminated open sign sat ironically in front of the blocks, which had #OpenMarket written across them in black spray paint. Seated behind 2 tables, staff accepted payment from customers whose personal details, age and name were digitally registered on a tablet as the queue of people waiting to be served kept growing. Store staff kept guard over a limited supply kept discreetly in bags nearby. During his wait at Cafe, Cree, 30, said he wasn't concerned about the prospect of enforcement officers swooping in, like they did over the weekend. "I've never liked people telling me what to do," said Cree, who signed a petition endorsing Cafe's bid to continue operating. "There are laws allowing us to smoke it, but so many laws preventing us from accessing it. Some customers waited 2 hours or more for their orders to be ready. Ongoing limited access to legal stores is driving users towards illicit sources," says Karim Assad, a cannabis lawyer who has advocated for and represented landlords and staff swooped up in raids at some of the city's illegal shops. Cafe also makes itself more attractive by offering a variety of products, like edibles, which aren't yet available on the legal market, Sad said. "Legal sources aren't convenient and necessarily accessible," SAD said. "There is also quality and price. It's a huge differential." After recreational cannabis became legal across Canada last year, aspiring pot merchants in Ontario had to enter a lottery in January to open the first batch of 25 approved cannabis stores in the province. The province is launching a second round of legal cannabis stores, planning for the round of 50 to start opening as early as this coming October. Operators that are fined are no longer eligible to apply for a legal cannabis retail license under the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario. Cafe's customers Tuesday were a diverse group. John Pantilosis, 64, was one of a sprinkling of older customers who stood in line. "I don't like the government telling me where to buy cannabis," Pantilosis said. "I like the variety they have here. Some of the legal stores don't have what I need."